Hi. We're going to take a short practice pretty close to the ground today. Some kind of stretchiness, some twistiness, a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of neck. As always, grab what you need. Find your mat, find your seat. Take a moment to sit evenly across the sit bones. That sense of lengthening up through the spine. And noticing your breath. Just as your breath is. Breath in and out. Fab. See if you can find a slow, steady, even breath. And by even, I mean even in terms of the length of the inhale and the exhale. You can breathe through the nose or through the mouth, whatever you need today. We'll start with a bit of movement through the neck. Let your left ear drop somewhere down towards the left shoulder. See if you can keep the right shoulder down here as well. So sometimes the right shoulder has a tendency to lift. Might soften. And then from here, we're going to find the other side with that semicircle. So the chin drops down towards the center, all the way around towards the right. And then let that kind of continue. So semicircles around. If you want to take a full circle, of course, you're welcome to take a full circle here. Just listening into the space around the neck, around the shoulders. Let's come back through to center. Let the chin drop down towards the chest here. You can stay where you are, or you could have the hands just behind your head, a very gentle pressure of the hands down, so drawing that sense of lengthening out through the back of the neck. And then let your hands eventually drop back down, a few circles with the shoulders here. So you can move those circles how you need to, or you can join me lifting shoulders, rolling them back, down, around, and then circling them a couple more times here. Great. Fab. From here, let's reach the hands up towards the sky and we'll find a twist. So locating which is your left hand, taking your left hand behind you, right hand comes round onto your left knee. And as you turn around, see if the torso can twist. Yes, the neck is going to do some twisting as well here. Keep the hand that's behind you fairly close towards your hips. So we're trying to be tall and long through the spine. And then maybe you add the chin looking over your shoulder here. Taking a few slow, steady breaths here. Maybe notice where you feel the twist most. And then finding center. So both hands reach towards the sky. We'll simply do the same to the other side. So let your hands come around, right hand somewhere behind, left hand towards right knee. And again, the torso doing most of the twisting here. And then maybe you take your chin, look over your right shoulder as well. Taking a few breaths on this side. Let's come back through to center, taking the hands up towards the sky again. And just finding a little bit of kind of stretchiness. If you want to circle through your wrists with me, you can take some movement through your wrists. We're going to come all the way around to our tabletop from here. So you can either roll over your knees or you can let the legs swivel towards one side and come round onto the hands and onto the knees here. So we want to have our hands roughly underneath the shoulders, knees roughly underneath the hips. And we'll take some of our cat-cows. On your inhale, let the belly drop down, looking forward, turning the tailbone towards the sky. And on the exhale, chin and tailbone tuck as the spine rounds upwards towards the sky. And we'll take that 3 more times here. So finding your inhale into your cow pose as you look forward. Exhaling to find your cat. Inhaling to your cow pose, looking forwards. Exhale to round into your cat. Inhaling cow pose as you look forwards. And then as you come into your cat, can you hold it there for a moment? Let your chin tuck down here. Let the tailbone tuck. See if you can tuck your toes. And then as you come into your cow pose, keep the toes tucked and just draw the hips backwards slightly here. So finding a little bit of stretchiness for the soles of your feet. Hands stay grounded today. Great. And then can you bring the shoulders back over the hands, untuck your toes. Right hand comes a little bit closer towards the center of your mat. Left hand then lifts up towards the sky. So twisting out, we'll thread the needle. Left hand comes underneath right armpit, finding your left shoulder down to the ground, left ear down towards the ground as well. Taking a moment here. Right hand might reach forwards and you can come onto your fingertips. If you want to take a bind, you're very welcome to take that instead. Think about drawing the hips slightly back. And then let's slide the right hand back towards the face, push into your right palm, unravel the left hand all the way up towards the sky, and we'll repeat that to the other side. So as your left hand comes down, let your right hand reach up towards the sky. Maybe you look towards the sky, and then threading your right hand underneath left armpit. Again, coming down onto your right shoulder, right ear towards the ground. Left hand might reach forwards this time. Breathing here. Bring the left hand back towards the face, pushing into your left palm to take the right hand all the way back up towards the sky. And then bringing the right hand back down, repeating your cat-cows. So inhaling to find your cow pose, looking forwards. Exhale to find your cat. Inhaling, finding your cow pose, looking forwards. Exhale to find your cat, and then let yourself just kind of wriggle around a little bit here. It doesn't have to be anything particular. You could take a rock forwards and backwards if you prefer. Great. We're going to find our downward facing dog. So fingers still spread nice and wide. Let your toes tuck, knees lift, sit bones find the sky. And then when you're in your downward facing dog, take that time to pedal out through the feet here. So bending one knee generously and then bending the opposite knee generously. You can pedal that side to side as many times as you like. From your downward facing dog, rolling forwards to your plank pose, and you might drop your knees down here as well. A slow lower to the ground, so it does not have to be anything exact today. Coming down onto the front of your body, hands just slightly forwards of your shoulders, maybe that underneath the front of your shoulders. Toes are untucked here. We're going to take our cobra pose 3 times together. See if you can find a slight push of the front of your pelvis down towards the ground to begin, and that squeeze of the glutes. And then let that soften, but still keep some sense of kind of toning or strength in that place. On the inhale, lifting, use the torso, the muscles down the back of the body to lift, pushing into the palms slightly. Exhale lowers you back down, and as you lower, maybe you look towards the ground. On the inhale, lifting, elbows stay tucked towards the ribs, looking forwards. Exhale, lowering back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lifting into your cobra. Exhale, lowering back down. And then as you lower, pushing back to your child's pose. So the hips go all the way back towards the heels. You can have your knees together, or you can take your knees wider. Maybe the toes come towards each other here. Taking a couple of breaths in your child's pose. And I'm going to lift just so my voice doesn't muffle, but you might stay in your child's pose here. Take a moment to breathe there. And then in your child's pose, if you lift the torso slightly, walking your hands over to the left edge of your mat and letting yourself sink back down into your child's pose on this left side. So stretching the right edge of the body. You can think about pulling your right hip backwards in space. And then we'll find that on the other side as well. So taking the hands over towards the right edge of your mat, let yourself sink back into your child's pose. So this time the left hand is reaching right, and then the left hip is pulling backwards. Let's find the center. Coming towards kneeling, and I'm just going to turn back towards the camera. Finding a kneeling position here. We're just going to take a side stretch before we close this practice today. So let your right hand come down. You can take it quite far away. You can be on your fingertips, or you can place your palm down. Take your left hand up and over. Palm of that top hand faces towards the ground here. And see if you can push your left hip a little bit further towards the ground here, or the left edge of your pelvis towards your left heel. Same thing to the other side. So coming to center, take the left hand down. Again, you can be on fingertips, you can be on palms. If you can push your right hip down towards the ground, top palm facing to the ground as well. Let's come back through to center. Hands can rest on your chest. You can bring your palms together at the heart. Pausing in the stillness. Taking a moment to thank yourself here for this mini moment on your mat. And we'll leave our practice there for today.